Now, the invisible laws behind identity shifting work in the same way as our invisible physical reality laws do. Picture someone who decides that they want to lose a little bit of weight and they decide they want to transform their appearance. This person makes an appointment at the best gym in town, they hire the best trainer in the building, and they walk out of that gym with a solid meal plan and a training schedule right in their hands. Then they proceed to consistently miss their training sessions and add a few cheat meals on every weekend when they're out in the town with their friends. A few months later, they were a little bit heavier, a lot heavier than they were the first day they walked into that gym. Now, let's put our thinking caps on, shall we? Does this situation prove that the fitness industry is a scam and that the human body cannot change with consistent exercise and proper nutrition? Of course it doesn't. It proves that what happened is an operator error, not an error in the system. That may have crossed your mind once or twice when you stepped into the realm of self-improvement here on this YouTube space. That none of these methods are real, that there's no evidence-based science behind it, and every single success story is just a bunch of marketing lies. Identity work and the art of conscious creation by proxy gets judged by this unfortunate logic all the time. For manifestation to consistently work, though, it depends on disciplining your thoughts, in your feelings, and in your actions, all held together over time long enough for reality to shape itself around them. If and when you start hitting detours on your path, take it as feedback instead of failure. It's just revealing where consistency may have slipped a little bit somewhere along your routine, and that's just the spot that you're going to lean into just a little bit more so you can fix the problem yourself. These small choices repeat day after day, and you should aim for each choice to be just as good or better than the choices that you made the day before. Repetition is the space where self-transformation actually comes alive. When you make the same kind of choice again and again, enough times, it becomes a habit and a piece of your identity that you already decided on. What you're building up here is your manifestation muscle, if you will. Take an entrepreneur who wants to expand their business. Better yet, I'll give you a page out of my own book for how I run this channel. Yes, I've sat down in my office and I visualized how I see my brand emerging and how I see its message growing. I saw it, I felt it, and then I woke up the next morning and it was just another Monday, it was just another Tuesday. Now what? I simply focus on making consistent decisions toward what I already saw in my mind's eye, and I make each day's decisions just a little bit better than the last. That looks like expanding and innovating on all the coursework that I provide in my program instead of hanging out at somebody's bar at night. That looks like waking up at sunrise to read the next chapter of a book that gives me more knowledge on how to grow my business instead of sleeping in another hour or two. That looks like sitting back down that couch and scripting out another episode when I'd rather catch up on my favorite TV shows. The ceiling of my own success scales each time I make this type of decision and then do the same or better the next day, every day. None of this is grandiose, and that's the point of it, because I'm not waiting to become a person I said I'd be in 5 years. I am him right now, every time I choose slightly better than I did yesterday. That brings us right on back to one of my favorite topics that I covered in this video, the reticular activating system. Let me refresh your mind on what that actually is and set you up for success if you're new here. The reticular activating system is a small bundle of nerves sitting near the base of your brain, and its job is to simply filter out what it sees based on your belief system. Every second of every day, your senses are scanning and taking in millions of pieces of information, more than your thinking mind could ever handle. The RAS stands at the gate and decides what gets into your awareness and what gets filtered out and ignored. The best way to picture all of this, it sounds a little bit complicated, it sounds complex, but the best way to picture it is simply as a prediction model running silently in the background. It studies what your attention locks onto every day and how you speak about yourself and how you perceive your place in the world. And then it makes a prediction about what's coming next for you to experience based off of that. It starts by funneling you more of whatever it predicts you value most. You've experienced it before, because this is why the moment you start thinking about buying a certain car, let's just say a red Porsche, you suddenly start to see that same car in that same color everywhere in your city. You've experienced it before. The cars were already there though. Your RAS is now tuned into bringing it into your daily awareness. It works the same exact way with the opportunities to grow your income, your social circle, and your love life. If you're one of the many day traders who watch this channel every single week, your RAS is actively looking for the perfect stock that will prove your belief that money always flows through you easily, or the belief that everyone wins but you. If you're on the dating market, if you're out there on the apps and you're out there looking for Mr. or Mrs. Right, your RAS can place you in line at a coffee shop just in time to spark up a conversation with a random stranger who will become your future spouse. Or it can pinpoint the perfect longitude, the perfect latitude to introduce you to the perfect person to fulfill a subconscious belief that you're never a priority in love. The good news is, if you don't like what you're seeing, if you don't like what you're experiencing, if you don't like what you're getting, the prediction model can be refined and you refine yours one day at a time. Every choice you make is a piece of feedback that you're handing this model, teaching it, just like any other algorithm, about what kind of person you are and what you prefer to experience. Make better choices and the model gets more accurate, aiming your attention at the opportunities that actually match your chosen identity.